This student has dedicated his PhD to creating a sustainable AI model that can beat Mario Kart Wii.
I'm Tyler, and I specifically focus on a field of AI called deep reinforcement learning, where we teach AI to do tasks through trial and error.
You might be wondering, what's the point in teaching AI to play games? Isn't the fun part actually playing the games?
You can kind of imagine if you've got a robot arm and you want it to pick up an object, you can kind of frame that as a bit of a game. So you've got your robot arm, and then if you pick the thing up, you won the game, right? So if you can frame it in that way, you can get your AI to do pretty much anything you want to.
Artificial intelligence is notorious for using massive amounts of water, energy, and resources, which puts it out of reach for a lot of amateur developers.
I didn't really have the compute power to get the high performance that I really wanted. So I decided to dedicate my PhD to try and get the performance of these really high performance algorithms, but just with a fraction of the compute power. This is really important because when you start to get algorithms which can only be run by huge compute clusters, this has quite a few very detrimental effects. First of all, just fewer people can contribute to the field. If you need a data center to do a training run, anyone who isn't working at a really big company just can't contribute to the field, so the field will have much slower development. But even beyond that, it's a big step environmentally as well. Some of the previous kind of state-of-the-art works using multiple graphics cards would take maybe a week or 2 weeks to run, whereas Beyond the Rainbow will maybe just take a day on a desktop, which is much more environmentally friendly. Making YouTube videos during a PhD is just a really useful thing to do. It helps you learn to communicate your research better, rather than just being really into the problem that you're facing. If you zoom out and try and kind of pitch that to a wider audience, it can really show what is my research actually doing. Yeah, it was actually my supervisor who suggested that I kind of make my YouTube channel and the work closer together. My supervisor was like, you've demonstrated you can use these algorithms on tasks which are much harder than the benchmarks, to be honest. Why don't you share some of these results, share what you did in the paper, and maybe that will demonstrate that this has kind of some unique properties that it can be extended to these potentially harder tasks.